The 7 stages of language acquisition take 5 to 7 years for a student to learn a new language. So if they're a native speaker of another language, it could be Spanish, it could be Chinese, Mandarin, whatever it might be, and then they're coming in and learning a second language, that takes 5 to 7 years. That's research-based, right? However, there's also research that says dual language decreases that academic gap, if you will, between language learning of one language to the other.
And was started with the intent of creating an optional program that would fully immerse students into what we call a 90-10 model.
Where half of the students in the classrooms are native English speakers, half are native Spanish speakers.
So that at many contact points throughout the day, one side is serving as a language model for the other.
I share with them that I understand this.
And she says she's on first grade, but she doesn't say it that well like first. So I tell her how she's supposed to sound the vowels, and she gets better.
Usually, like in American schools, we learn it sequentially. Here you're learning them simultaneously, which means you're building these blocks together like Lego pieces, if you will.
We don't speak Spanish at home, so when we first came into the program, my kids had nothing. She wasn't speaking much, she was hearing it because in kindergarten 90% of her day was in Spanish.
Mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre.
As she grew, I saw her reading Spanish with an excellent accent. The unique thing about our program is that it's both English speakers and Spanish speakers in the classroom together. So the benefit for our native Spanish speakers, obviously, is that they're not losing their home language. Their home language is valued. They learn to read and write.
At first, like when I was very little, I learned Spanish, but then I lost it. So then I entered into this program and I learned both at the same time.
It's the same thing as 6 times 2, which is equal to 12.
And obviously for the English speakers, they're getting to start a lot earlier. They don't have to wait till middle school or high school to start learning a foreign language so that they're able to reach a higher fluency, get to use that language at a much deeper level.
This program is rigorous for many reasons. One, having a bilingual teacher who has a great background in not only English and language arts, but also Spanish language arts. It provides a big, that language connection and that translanguaging between English and Spanish.
So when you're looking at a dual language immersion program, language, academics, and culture are the 3 main pillars. And so for our students starting at 5 years old in kindergarten, already starting to very intentionally understand the culture of people who are around them that are different than them, whether it's the native English speakers or native Spanish speakers.
Muy bien. A, E, I, O, U. Otra vez.
In kinder, we hablar español.
It takes time. I use a lot of strategies, especially for our English dominant students. When I'm introducing vocabulary, I use total physical response. There's a movement with a word.
Noche, techo, techo, chiste.
Also, there's a lot of singing, a lot of poem.
Buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
We read stories, and that's how I get students to learn Spanish.
Gracias, Leonardo. ¿Están listos?
A bilingual teacher is always understanding that they are connecting that language literacy in such a way that that metalinguisticness is growing and is really almost double or triple that of a monolingual.
Da 3 palmas. Otra vez.
So in kindergarten, 90% of their day is in Spanish, and then 10% of the day is there for them to learn the foundational literacy skills that they need in English. And then as they move into first grade, there's more time in their day for English, because obviously the further you get along in grade levels, you need more time to make sure that you're getting that academic English that you need also.
We know now that these are still in use today.
Where it says the Bill of Rights was added to ensure that the government would take away important freedom.
So each year it increases by 10%. So by the time they're in the 4th and 5th grade, half of their day is in English and half of their day is in Spanish. And the goal is that all of the students are emerging bilinguals and emerging biliterate in both languages.
They love learning languages and learning. Their eyes light up when we discuss different events, but we're connecting it to their lives.
So I learn a lot more from my mom and my aunts because they're from the Spanish-speaking countries. So it's easier to understand, like from the family, and to know where they're from and understand what the culture is.
Academically speaking, what we know about language acquisition is that it takes a while for your academic language to catch up with your social language. And students who have been in a dual immersion program have the advantage of having a foundation of literacy in their home language. And so they are able to produce higher in academics in any language.
And so as teachers, we know that we're here for one reason. We have a heart for this work. We have a love of working with children. And to us, it doesn't matter the background of those children. It doesn't matter the background of those families, because our goal and our job is to unite the world and create the next session of students that will go on to be high school students, college students, and will one day run our globe. And so having a hand in that is what's most important to us.